Hey guys, I know I normally start my videos very elated, but I don't think now's the time to be elated. Now's the time for justice, now's the time to fight. So before I actually start this video, I'm just gonna say a quote from a play. Take that fire as your own. That anger that you feel it is yours and you can use it. We want you to, we need you to. During these times in general, modern times, we have been so calm. We've brushed things off. We've stayed collected. We've been peaceful. But where has that gotten us? Ask yourself that. Where has that legitimately gotten us as Black people? That's why we need to take that fire, that anger, and we need to use it. Any injustice that is done against us, we need to react. We need to show that it is not right. Because it's gone too far. It's always been too far. But this time it's getting filmed. It's getting spoken about. It's getting written about. And we need to keep speaking about it, writing about it, filming it. We need to tell our kids to tell their kids what has happened to us, because we learn their history at our schools. We learn their history on TV, but we never learn ours. Ask yourself why they've hidden our own history from us for so long. Our history, which is why the very walls around us are built, the very structures around us are built, is because of our ancestors. But for so long we haven't known anything about it, and right now we barely do. We've just scraped the surface. We've just started reading our own books. So this video is not just for us, but for others, and it's telling you guys how to stay educated, what we can do, whether that's in our houses due to this pandemic or on the streets outside protesting. The first thing I want to talk about is education. We need to educate ourselves on the many assaults, the many deaths that have occurred due to the colour of our skin. Due to the reason being that people don't like us because of the colour of our skin. And my first check is Google. I don't know about you guys. It's Google, it's the internet, it's Instagram, it's Twitter. Because there are some things these news services will not show us. We need to read. For years, I've been in history lessons learning about kings. Not my own kings. Kings from this country. Learning about wars. But apparently there were no African soldiers, because I've never heard about that until I read on it. We need to read. We need to read about our history. We need to read about our sufferings, our past sufferings, as well as our current sufferings. And my advice for you is read this book. This is the book I've been reading. This is a book many of my friends have started to read. And I've learned so much from this book that I had no idea about. And this is based on more UK history, UK slavery. Why I'm no longer talking to white people about race. It's very, very, very eye-opening. Whether you're white, whether you're Black, whether you're Asian, I advise you read the book. I advise you know about our struggle before you can even use your privilege, and this is for non-Black people, use your privilege and state that our struggle isn't important enough. I've had people say they don't understand the severity of our struggle. In my opinion, that comes from a place of privilege. Whenever you say you don't understand the severity of a Black man dying, a Black woman getting stomped in her stomach while she's pregnant, and these are by institutions that are made to protect us, you are coming from a place of privilege. And you need to check your privilege, use it in the best way you can, and the best way you can use it is by supporting others. So read first. Educate yourself on why we're being treated like this and why it needs to stop. if you agree with the All Lives Matter mindset, that is a problem, and you are part of a problem. You are part of the racism issue. You are part of institutionalized racism. I don't care if you don't know it, because we've been shown it our whole lives. If it hasn't affected you, that's from a point of privilege. Check your privilege. The next thing I'm going to talk about is where you can donate to. So I've literally written a list down of just only a few UK-based charities that are supporting Black Lives Matter. These are UK anti-racism charities. So the first one is Black Lives Matter UK. Then it's Show Racism the Red Card, Runnymede, Stephen Lawrence Charitable Trust, Stand Up to Racism, Southall Black Sisters, Stand Against Racism and Inequality, or it's also called SARI. And these are places you can donate. I will also give you a link down below in the description box on what you can do to donate to the George Floyd Fund and many more funds. And that link will also show you where you can educate yourself, as well as more stuff on protests and more information about the topic as a whole. And I know during this coronavirus time, pockets are tight, money is tight. So here is a way you can donate without using your own money. I will put the link down below, but there is a video that is streaming. And if you watch the video, watch the ads, it generates ad revenue. This ad revenue is going to a Black Lives Matter charity. The next thing you can do, and this is further education, but instead of books, I'm talking about films, I'm talking about TV shows. And I'm going to give you 5 TV shows and films or documentaries that you can watch, and these are on Netflix. So most of you have no excuse if you haven't watched them or if you aren't going to watch them. Number 1, Explained, the racial wealth gap. That's 1. 2, the Khalif Browder story. 3, When They See Us. And that is heart-wrenching, but that is also the reality for many black men. 4, 13th. 5, Who Killed Malcolm X. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is protesting. So we're going through a global pandemic right now, right? And I know many people are scared to go out and they're scared for their health. I understand. But if you do want to protest and you do want to fight for your cause, I'm going to give you 2 dates in which you can protest this week. I will give you where the protests are and a little bit of advice. So there are 2 peaceful protests. One is on Saturday, the 6th of June at 1 p.m. The other one is on Sunday, the 7th of June at 1 p.m. The one on Saturday is at Parliament Square. The one on Sunday is at the US Embassy. My advice on protesting safely is to wear nondescript clothing, wear a face mask to keep safe, have your emergency contacts written down, bring yourself some water, tie your hair up, heat-resistant gloves, bring yourself some food. Don't bring a phone without turning off your Face ID, going on airplane mode and disabling your data, because, you know, we gotta keep safe. We gotta take these precautions because these institutions might not be working for us. I don't want to say they're not. Okay, no, I will say they're not. These institutions are not protecting us as black people. So stay safe. The next thing I'm going to talk about are businesses that are donating to Black Lives Matter causes. The first business I'm going to talk about is the White Line. This is a business, I'm going to put the t-shirt over here. They are selling this equality crew neck t-shirt for £4. All money is going to be donated to Arts Against Knives. And this charity is basically a charity that prevents youth violence with creativity. So the next one I'm going to talk about is from a woman called Carlotta. I will put her details down below. She is selling a Black Lives Matter t-shirt for £15 plus postage, and all of the money goes to Black Lives Matter charities. So those are 2 businesses you can support, and those are 2 ways in which you can donate, as well as getting t-shirts that spread awareness of the situation. My final thing to say is support black companies. This is the time. It should have been the time ages ago. We should have been doing it anyway. But this is the time to really double down on it. Gucci don't like you. Like, I've said this so many times. Gucci, Chanel, they don't like us because you see how they get away with their blackface campaigns and their racially discriminatory campaigns. But we still buy for them. Rappers still put them in their lyrics, giving them free exposure. They don't like us. There are so many hardworking black businesses that put their money, put their creativity and put their time into making a product with quality and for us. Put your support into black businesses. I will give you a list of some black businesses. I will also put my Twitter down below, and I have a thread of black businesses, right? So first black business is Afrocentrics. They do hair care products for curly hair. Second business is PN Cosmetics. They do lip glosses, and they're very affordable lip glosses as well, vegan as well. Third business, Baskin. Skincare products. I will tell you, those skincare products saved my life. The Glow Pot, more skincare products, saved my life. My skin is glowing now, isn't it? So really and truly. Snow, they're the in clothing brand. So, you know, we got on support, you know. My clothing line is coming next week, and it's called Bodied. Also, it's in the thread. All of these businesses I'm talking about are in the thread. There are many, many businesses in the thread, so there are many black businesses you can support. So you cannot come to me and say you don't have a place to go for this, because you've got a place for everything. Let me tell you, there's a place for everything in that thread. Gonna give Cultured Waste a shout out for your waist beads. You know, we gotta have the waist beads, summer bods. You get me? And I also want to give a shout out to Black Men's Mental Health Talk. They're not a business, but especially during this time, they give group therapy every Sunday and every Thursday at 7 PM via Zoom for Black men's mental health. And our Black kings need it. You can be as strong as you want, but it's draining on all of our mentals. It's draining on all of our mentals. So check the thread out. There's way more businesses. There's way more clothing lines. There's way more lip gloss lines. There's way more eyelash brands. Anything you want, you go and get. Because we do everything. The last thing I'm going to say is fight. Fight against the injustice that we're facing. Because why is it that the institutions that are meant to keep us safe are the ones we're afraid of? And I don't want to get teary, so I'm trying to keep it in. Why is it scary to go outside? Why do we have the fear that some policeman is gonna pull us up outside for no reason? Why do our mothers or mothers-to-be have the fear of going to the hospital, not being treated well, or not coming back out of the hospital after they've had their baby? Why do I fear going to the hospital? Or why do I not like the hospital? Because I know for a fact as a black woman they think I'm too strong, they think I'm too overdramatic, and they will not treat me well. That's a fear, and that should not be a fear from the places that are meant to keep us safe. Think about that. And I don't care if you're black, if you're white, if you're Asian, support the cause. Because why should we be struggling? Why should we be fighting to be seen as human? Why should we be fighting for the same rights as other people just because the colour of our skin is darker than yours? Ask yourself that before you even argue with me. When you're saying your all lives matter stuff, ask yourself, do all lives actually matter? Because currently, black people are getting killed for no reason. Currently, a guy can walk into a store, someone could be like, he's black, he's stealing, he's forging a banknote, just because, and he could die. You could go to the shop and die. It's despicable. despicable. It's despicable. And nobody can tell me the UK isn't racist. When I tell you to read this book, you will learn, you will see. When I tell you to live the life we've lived, you will see. So don't act as if nothing's happening, because when you act as if nothing's happening, that's your privilege. That's your privilege. And you need to check that. I know I've said it so many times. You need to check your privilege. And you need to see how you can help with your privilege. As I said before, support the black businesses, protest, donate. Anything you can do, every little helps.